How are we doing, everyone? So 8 universities in the UK have implemented critical race theory. And today I'm going to explain exactly what critical race theory is, as I've gone through the entire document from the British Educational Research Association. So before I give you their definition, let me explain what my definition is. So a white man and a black man walks into a shop. If you serve the white man first, it's because you're inherently racist and you prefer white people to black people. If you serve the black person first, then you only did so because you don't trust a black man to be left alone in the shop while you deal with the other customer. That's what critical race theory is. The idea that no matter what, if you are white, you are always a racist. Now, their definition is a little bit different, right? Critical race theory is an approach that offers a radical lens through which to make sense of, deconstruct and challenge racial inequality in society. But actions speak louder than words. And let me go through every single section of critical race theory and explain exactly why I gave the definition I gave and why mine is more accurate than theirs. So first of all, you have the centrality of racism, which is where racism is apparently normal, not aberrant, and that it comes naturally to white people. That's the first section, right? Then you've got the next section, which is white supremacy, which talks about white privilege and racial inequality. It poses the belief that white supremacy doesn't just belong to extremist groups, and that society as a whole is white supremacist and is institutionally racist. It teaches that quote, that whites overwhelmingly control power and material resources. They are teaching that to young black kids, right? And then you've got the voices of people of colour, which is storytelling to show how racism works and exists. Now you've got the other two sections, which I find the most concerning. So you've got the interest convergence, which basically means racism services to reinforce white supremacy, and that black people will never advance in life because of this. So what they're doing, they're teaching young black kids that no matter what, because of their skin colour, they're always going to struggle in life. That's what they're teaching young black kids. Now, has anyone heard of the Dartmouth scar experiment? So it's basically a bunch of people, and they were sending them into an interview. And what they did is they pretended to put a scar on their face, like a prosthetic scar. And they told the person going into the interview that you've got a scar on your face. This experiment is being conducted to see if you face a higher level of discrimination during the interview. So they went into these interviews thinking they had scars on their face, and the majority of them reported feeling a higher level of discrimination. Right? It's like the placebo effect. You tell someone they're discriminated against, and lo and behold, they trick themselves into thinking, oh, I'm being discriminated against, and it changes their perception on things, right? So that's what interest convergence is. But then you have, right, and this is something that I find really concerning and ironic as well, because the left, stand up for racism, Antifa, when they come out against me, they always hold these signs up that says, don't let the far right divide us. And that's what they put on their posters as well. But then intersectionality, which is an ideology that's kind of predicated by left-wing politics, left-wing identity politics, it literally divides people. That's the whole premise of intersectionality, right? So let me give you this a read, right? So intersectionality teaches that the importance, now by the way, this is my own spin on the words in here, teaches that the importance of your opinion is relative to your identity. Basically, it's a form of identity politics in which the value of your opinion depends on how many victim groups you belong to. So your opinion only matters if you're a victim. It divides everyone into these little boxes. Has anyone watched that Emo Phillips joke on religion? It's all this politics right now is about dividing everyone into smaller and smaller boxes. That way they're much easier to control. And that's what's going on here. They're dividing everyone. Oh, you gay? Well, this one's a gay, but this one's a gay, black, transgender, omnigender penguin. And so they're more of a victim than you. It's pitting everyone against each other. But it's also predicating victim culture and teaching kids that their goal in life is to be a victim. And that's something you should celebrate, is being a victim. Now let me show you which universities have currently implemented critical race theory based courses. or just critical race theory in whole. So you have the University of Kent, Birkbeck University, Leeds Beckett University, University of Nottingham, SOAS University of London, which is not a shocker because SOAS University of London are the ones that host the Marxism summer school, Goldsmith University of London, and King's College London, and the UCL. So that's 8 universities that have implemented critical race theory. And soon, I bet you, more are to follow suit. So now I've explained to you what is being taught to young kids. Now you can understand what the agenda is. They are targeting young kids because they're much easier to control, they're much easier to influence. Students have been known throughout history to lead the revolutions. And so they're targeting the youngsters to make sure that the revolution they're fighting is the incorrect one, is the left-wing one, is the one that is eventually going to enforce a nasty communist regime on the rest of us. So yeah, that's me done anyway. Hope you enjoyed. Speak to you guys in a bit.